When you think of the word perfectionist, what's the first thing that pops in your mind? I can imagine it's something like someone who keeps their items organized, neatly lined up in a row, looking good for anyone to see at any time of day. Definitely not someone who doesn't make their bed. But the truth is, there are different forms of perfectionism, one of which might be keeping you from decluttering and organizing your house to even start with. For many people, but especially those of us with ADHD, perfectionist traits are very common. And so is something called RSD, or rejection sensitive dysphoria. When you have rejection sensitive dysphoria, you have a fear of real or perceived rejection. Because of that fear of being imperfect and of people correcting you for the mistakes that you've made, you fall into perfectionistic tendencies. And when it comes to really big things, it can also lead to perfectionistic paralysis. I don't know if that's a real term or if I made it up, but I'm just going to go with it. When you have perfectionist paralysis, it means that you're already thinking of all the ways that you could potentially fail when it comes to getting your space organized. What if the system I create doesn't work for me? What if I take all this time to declutter just to find myself overbuying again in the future and messing it all up? If you feel like you may be someone who struggles with perfectionist paralysis, then start by decluttering and organizing a space that only you see. When you focus on organizing a space that only you see, such as your underwear drawer or maybe the sink in your master bathroom, you're able to keep yourself free of the fear of judgment of others, and you're also able to work on your own skills and build that decluttering muscle as you go. The more you practice, the more pride you build. And the more pride you build, the more you want to explore and try out different spaces in your home. So after you practice decluttering and organizing a few spaces that are more private in your home, you can then use that strength and muscle to tackle a space that's bigger. Other people might see it, but you now know what works for you and what doesn't. And when you know what works for you and what doesn't work for you, you're able to make decisions that you feel more confident about. And as cliche as it sounds, remember this: there is no such thing as perfect. The only thing that's perfect is creating something that works for you and that you feel comfortable and confident with maintaining. And hey, sometimes all it takes is a little bit of fresh perspective. If you're looking for a home decluttering and organizing coach, your organizing bestie is here for you. Check the comments below to learn how we can work together.